Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. I hope you have had an amazing start to the year. So I'm just on here today quickly to encourage somebody who might be at a place where you feel like you have been struggling with your prayer life. So maybe you entered 2025 and for you said that this is the year that you want to take your prayer life seriously. Maybe you said that this is the year that you want to take your relationship with God seriously, but you've been noticing that there has been some resistance. You have been noticing that it's just not been easy like you thought it would be for you to come into that place of prayer, for you to come into that place of relationship with God. And I want to just come and share a word that I believe God put on my heart that will just speak to people and even more so help you to realize what is actually happening when it comes to this place of your prayer life and why you are finding it difficult to pray. So sometimes when it comes to this whole area of prayer and us just finding it difficult to pray, it's a matter of literally things that come up as distractions to try to stop us from coming into that deeper place of relationship with God. Sometimes it's distractions such as social media. Sometimes it might be things such as even busyness. So sometimes we might feel like, I feel too busy to pray. But you know, like they say, if you're too busy to pray, then the enemy will make you pray, right? Sometimes it might be a thing of laziness. So for some people, they just constantly feel lazy. They are just dealing with laziness. So they don't prioritize and discipline themselves to be able to come to the place of prayer. And for other people, it might be weariness. So maybe you feel like every single time you want to pray, every single time you kneel down and you're like, okay, it's time to pray, or you sit down in your bed, you lie down in your bed, you realize that you start to become weary, you start to become fatigued, and you end up falling asleep. Guys, understand that this is not normal. Understand that this is not natural. That a lot of the time, this is an attack from the enemy to try to stop you from praying and to try to stop you from coming into that place of deeper intimacy and relationship with God. But the people that I want to speak to today, that I feel like the Lord was really leading me to speak to, was the people that they have noticed that when a certain person came into their life, or when they came into a certain relationship, that is when their prayer life started to go down. So maybe in the past, you have been a person who you pray. Maybe you've had that prayer fire and you've always been prayed up. But then you notice that when a certain person came into your life, because of that wrong alignment, you now find it difficult to pray. You don't prioritize prayer like you used to. You start to make up excuses when it comes to that area of prayer. So I was led to the story of Samson in the Bible. And if you're not familiar with the story of Samson, this can be found in the book of Judges, chapter 13 to chapter 16. And in this book, in this chapter, in the story, it basically talks about Samson's life. And in Samson's life, we see that he encounters a number of different women. He first has a wife that he gets married to, but we're told that this is something that is from the Lord in order to basically defeat his enemies. The second person he encounters is a prostitute. But the third woman he encounters is really the one who leads him to his downfall, and this is Delilah. Like, you don't even have to read the Bible or know of the Bible to have heard of Delilah. But this is what happened. Samson encountered a Delilah, and because of that, it pretty much brought him to that place of his death. So I want to speak to those people who right now, again, you feel like because of a wrong alignment, you notice that your prayer life has gone down. The beautiful thing is that it doesn't have to be the end. You don't have to end there. You don't have to give up now. You can still come out and come to that place of basically in prayer again. You can still come to that place of being fired up in the place of prayer. You can still come to that place where you are in relationship with God again. Honestly, when you read through the story of Samson, hardly do you see Samson talking to God, calling upon God, praying to God. But towards this end of his story, towards the point where he realizes that there's no way out, he calls upon God. And the same goes for you. Call upon God. You might feel like it's too late. You might feel like you're too gone. You might feel like, how do you even get out of this relationship? Again, I say, call upon God. You know, I find it really interesting that in the story of Samson, his eyes are plucked out. He's made blind. and maybe physically your eyes haven't been plucked out, but for many who are listening to this right now, it might be a thing whereby you have experienced spiritual blindness. Again, since you have come into this wrong alignment and you're not seeing things the way that you should do. You're not seeing things the way that you used to. Call out to God and cry out to him. And I just want to recommend a movie to those that might be relating to this word right now. And even if you don't even relate to this word right now, I'm telling you, watch this movie and you will be blessed. I'm going to put the details in the description box below, but it is a movie that is called Captured by Anora Media. And it's basically a film that talks about what I've pretty much just been talking about right now on that subject of prayer, and how if you've come to a place where your prayer life has gone down, it can come back up again, basically. So yeah, I pray this word will bless whoever it needs to reach, speak to whoever it needs to speak to, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video as always. Until then, peace out and God bless.